Content warning. The game contains screen shaking, abrupt flashing lights, and sudden loud noises. It's recommended to play at the default text speed setting. Some audio cues are synchronized with the text. Ooh, okay. Greetings, fellow outsiders, and welcome to a game called Lift Your Spirits. This is another horror visual novel. It's kind of giving me the pictures I've seen John Doe vibes, which I'm hoping is kind of the case here. But we are a desperate college student running to meet the deadline of our last assignment. With no choice but to stay late, you find yourself alone at the campus at dead of night. Let's see if we can lift our spirits by starting a new game. Is it going to let me start? Oh, there we go. All right, alone at Friday night, and I'm spending it here. Should I just do the default speed like they told me to? My fingers were sluggish as they typed out the last bit of the conclusion I needed to finish off my paper. I didn't even bother spell checking the rest, my hand dragging the cursor across to close the document. All right, time to submit it. I typed out my regards to Mr. Holtman. Kindly find attached the file of the assignment, your student, Alieann. Stifling a yawn, I turned on my phone to check the time. 2:53 a.m. The universal experience of losing sleep and gaining eye bags as a college student came to grace me in its hold once again, as it seems. At least it's on the weekend. You're staying up until 2:53 on the weekend for a college assignment? Damn. Turning off the computer, suddenly it hit me how quiet it was without my fingers tapping away at the keyboard. Everyone else had left. The campus was open 24/7, but who else was dumb enough to push their luck in submitting their assignment this late? I consider myself lucky Mr. Holtman gave me the extended deadline, otherwise I'd be screwed. Yeah, the thing with online college assignments is a lot of times they're due at midnight, which comes the whole 11:59 joke where you're typing still, watching the last minute countdown. Still, those were the rumors. Disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms, heavy footsteps shuffling down the halls. Those who were lucky claimed to see a black silhouette sulking around the vending machine at the end of the corridor, staring at them. I wasn't the superstitious type, but I have to admit the eerie silence of being the only person here gave me the creeps. I was recalling all the gossip spread around the student body when suddenly a sound made me perk up. I glanced behind me over the monitors to see if someone had come in. Nobody. I ignored the goosebumps raising my arms as I gathered up the items in my bag. Superstitious or no, I've done what I came here for. Time to go. I shambled to the elevators and tapped the button. It rumbled to life, slowly making its way up to my floor. Just a couple more minutes and I'm out of here, I assured myself. I don't know why, but I found myself constantly checking behind me as if expecting someone to be there. Yet, it's always empty every time I look. I tapped the button to see some more. We're on the 8th floor. The hairs at the back of my neck stood as if I was being watched. I clenched my fist, ignoring how sweaty they felt in my pockets. Is there someone behind me? Oh, the breathing sound effects. I don't like that. Ding! I jumped. The door slid open as I released the breath I didn't realize I was holding. I didn't even consider looking back as I stepped inside, refusing to turn around until the doors closed. Why would you do that? What if someone did follow you in? The chipper background music played, calmed me down somewhat. I'm almost in disbelief they were still playing this at this hour. Almost. I pressed the button for the ground floor, the elevator moving with a small jolt. With nothing to do but wait, I stared as the number slowly descended. The lull of the elevator was starting to make me sleepy. I thought of the thing I could do once I got home. I thought of the things I could do once I got home, just to distract myself for the rest of the ride. A shower for sure. Microwave dinner, probably. I blinked at the flickering lights. The elevator shuddered and came to an abrupt halt. The music cut out. I tried the button for the ground floor, then the rest. No. Nope. Unresponsive. Pushing the intercom button gave nothing but static. Hello? No. This can't be happening. Taking a moment to compose myself, I called out. Is anyone out there? I'm stuck in here. Help! I started slamming the doors as panic took hold. There had to be someone out there. Help, please! I'm in here! I didn't stop for a good minute, getting more and more desperate as tears welled up in my eyes. Why? Why now? Why me? I knocked my forehead against the door in a slump, ready to curl up and cry. This sucks. I was about to turn before I felt a chill run up my spine. The air felt heavy. Is Is this claustrophobia settling in? I didn't think I had a fear of closed spaces unless... There was a raspy moan from behind me. I turned my head and screamed. Across me was a growing blotch of darkness, an oozing mass that seemed to melt through the walls. I scrambled away, my back flat against the doors. A hand emerged from the writhing form, grasping at the edges. Foul-smelling black ichor dripping from its fingers. Is it ichor? Another arm followed suit, clinging to the other side. I couldn't look away. Hi. I couldn't find my voice to scream, so I just said, hi. A face took shape. A pair of hollow eyes and a manic grin with several teeth. It seemed to smile directly at me. I blacked out. Hey, wake up. Hey. I heard a voice, panic and flustered, from above me. Oh my god, they're so nice. They're so nice looking. A person was looming over me, visibly worried as I blinked back consciousness. Oh, you're alive. I couldn't really check for a pulse, so... Anyway, are you alright? I think so. Phew, I'm glad. I didn't mean to scare you back there. I realized I was still in the elevator, but now with a stranger twiddling their thumbs in front of me. Oh, that's me talking. They were taller than me, looming a few good inches past my head. Their limbs looked even more awkward in the baggy sweater they had. I wasn't sure if they forgot to wash their makeup or if they just haven't slept for 3 days straight. Probably both. I realized they were staring at me as well. Their eyes focused on me a bit too long, as if they'd forgotten how to blink. So I suddenly remembered the last thing I saw, that creepy shadow from the walls. Before you were here, there was nothing crawling out of the walls, right? Okay, I know that sounds insane, but I swear it looked straight out of a horror movie. The stranger looked nervous. Crap, they think I'm nuts. Okay, don't look at me like that. No, I believe you, for sure. You saw it too? Well, sort of. Sorry, I was really trying to be sneaky. That must have been uncomfortable to watch, huh? Come again? What are you saying? Well, I heard you yelling for help and I couldn't just leave you alone, so I did the next best thing I could. Are you saying that was you? Yeah. I mean, in a way. There's really no easy way to say this. I'm not alive. Well, the way that you are. Did they mean... You mean like a ghost? The stranger lit up appreciatively. Basically, you must have heard the rumors, right? Well, it's me. In the flesh. Well, sans the flesh. Believe them? Stick your hand through them? I kind of want to do the second one. My hand shot out before I could think twice. What? The tips of my fingers instantly felt airy and ice cold, like touching something solid yet not. The stranger yelled and backed away. Hey! Don't just go around sticking your fingers into people you've just met! Sorry, I thought you were messing with me. The stranger was having none of it. Ugh, why do I even bother? If you just sit tight and don't do anything stupid, they'll come find you in the morning. They shifted into a familiar black, shapeless entity, melting into a puddle and disappearing through the floor. Well, I shouldn't have done that. Exactly the same way they had entered. I found myself alone for the next 7 hours. The workers found me half dozing in the corner the next morning. I stayed late most nights on campus to see if the stranger would show up, but it seems they're ignoring me on purpose. I never saw them again. Bad End 1, Rude Awakening. Okay, let's play again. Okay, so this time we're just gonna politely believe them. I feel like this isn't the worst situation to be meeting a ghost for the first time. The stranger gave a sigh of relief. Oh, thank you for trusting me. I'd ask for your name, but I already know that it's Alieann. How did you... I've been watching you for a while. Excuse me? Tonight. I've been watching you for a while tonight. It's not safe to be alone this late. I would know. You know. Before I could ask anything further, they straightened. Anyways, I stuck around to see if you write your paper. I don't necessarily agree with your hypothesis, but it's interesting nonetheless. Thanks, I think. We're gonna be nice. We want to be nice. Come on, guys. They gave a shy smile. No problem. This wasn't the way I expected my night to go, but I guess it's, the sooner I accepted it, the better. I should probably ask for their name instead of calling them stranger. So you know my name, but what about yours? Oh, they looked away, fingers picking at their sleeve. I don't remember. I know who I was and what I did when I was alive, but not my name. Strange, isn't it? Have you ever thought of picking one yourself? Their eyes widened as if they'd never thought of that. I never needed a name, but if I were to have one, I've always liked the way Alma sounds. It's perfect. Their smile widened. Thank you, Alieann. Alma went back to twiddling their fingers. We stood in silence for a while, gauging on what to say next. I keep glancing back at their hands, wondering if they'd feel as solid as they looked. They knew I was staring, but it didn't seem to mind, waiting patiently in front of me. My thoughts were running wild from sleep deprivation and shock to actually form words for introductions, to be honest. They started humming softly as if to fill the silence. That's when it hit me. For a ghost, they could easily be a student just like me. I have to ask, how did you, Alma had a knowing look in their eyes. Oh man, it's honestly kind of embarrassing. Insist or back down? Let's back down. I want to be nice. I want to see if we can get the good ending, because I think on the Ixio page, they said there was 4 endings, so let's back down. I guess I don't have to tell you then. That's all right. I heaved a sigh and moved to sit down, leaning against the doors. Alma looked on curiously. What are you doing? I shrugged and looked at my phone for the time-wasting app. In no time, I had one of my mindless games open. Might as well settle in and spend the next few hours trying to beat my high score. Not much I can do right now. Got some battery to last a couple hours. I pat down a spot next to me. You want to watch? Alma stood for a moment as if unsure. Oh, come on, plenty of room for both. Just watch your legs, Linky. They settled in beside me, sitting crisscross applesauce, and leaned in over to look at my phone. My shoulder immediately chilled at their close proximity, but I didn't bother bringing it up. We chatted amicably as my fingers tapped away at my screen, Alma getting more and more invested the higher my numbers got. But otherwise, it was peaceful company. A few hours passed. I must have dozed off at some point, as the next thing I knew there was some whirring behind me that woke me up with a jolt. Voices began to call out, and I turned to see some workers prying the door open for me. It took no time for me to step outside when their work was done. The sunlight shining over me made me feel like everything that had happened last night was a dream. I turned my phone on and looked at the time. Instead, I saw an unsent message typed out on the screen. Be safe. Careful about staying out late next time. I blinked and looked around. The cold chill went up my arm, and I almost turned to expect Alma, but saw nothing. Next time? I put my phone away and rubbed my bleary eyes, mentally making a note to stay back at the campus more frequently from now on. Good end, number 1. Till next time. Okay, so we got a good end that time. Okay, so this time we're going to insist and try and figure out the backstory for Alma. Despite having blood flowing through their veins, their cheeks seemed to darken. Despite having no blood flowing through their veins, their cheeks seemed to darken. We don't have to get into it. But I really want to know. Please? They hesitated before nodding. Promise you won't make fun of me? I promise. Okay. So, I was staying late, working on an assignment, just like you. No one was around, even back then. I was a loner most of the time, but it didn't bother me. While I was working, I got thirsty. No big deal. So I headed over to the vending machine for a drink. They paused, handshaking. They clasped at their wrist and twisted before continuing. Just a soda. Not too much to ask, right? I paid for the dang thing, but somehow my hand got stuck in the dispenser. So I pulled and, well, they struggled a bit before I waited for them to continue. It fell. It felt like my whole body being crushed under the weight. I couldn't even cry out for help. And the whole time my hand was still stuck on that thing. Not that I could even tell. I think my wrist was beyond saving at that point. They sunk into themselves. I died trying to get some cheap soda. How pathetic is that? It's not. I'm sorry that happened to you. No, we're doing this one. We're not even touching the second one. I put my hand over theirs. It passed right through, giving an ice-cold chill at my fingertips, but Alma seemed to appreciate it nevertheless. They looked up at me, their nervous hands finally coming to a stop. I've never told anyone about it before. I didn't think it would feel this freeing. Thank you. Yeah, I think you're a really great person. I want to help you get out of here. I tilted my head. How are you going to do that? I can try some things. That is, if you trust me. Trust Alma or trust Alma? All right, we'll trust her number one. They clapped their hands excitedly. Okay, here we go. You might want to hold on to something. Before I could ask further, the elevator began to drop. Alma! My heart plunged into my throat as my weight shifted upwards. Alma? Hang on, let me focus. The buttons for each floor flashed beside me. I closed my eyes shut and decided to trust them. It felt like a roller coaster heading straight to the ground. The air whizzed around me. I grit my teeth and clenched my hands, knuckles probably white if I bothered to look. And just like that, it stopped. I yelped as the elevator jolted. I landed on my butt with a smack. I blinked, my eyes open to see Alma clapping excitedly. They looked over to see me on the floor and gestured towards the doors. They creaked open, as if manually pulled apart by an unseen force. My jaw dropped as I realized they really did bring me to the ground floor. You really did it! I did! I never got to do that before. I couldn't believe my eyes. I stood there and threw my arms around Alma, only to completely pass through them. They yelped and backed away to the wall. Give a signal before you do that! I don't appreciate feeling hands inside of me, it's gross. Oh, sorry. I gathered myself and stepped through the doors, Alma following suit. Sure enough, the lobby was empty, the clock on the wall indicating it was close to 4 a.m. now. Well, I guess that's it. I turned to see them trying hard not to reach for their hands, fingers twitching to intertwine with one another. It all happened so fast. It sunk in now that I could leave and go home right now if I wanted to. Alma, thank you. I appreciate it. They nod understandingly. I stood there for a moment as they looked at me before averting their eyes. They were waiting for me to leave. I grasped at my phone inside my pocket, mustering the courage to ask what I was about to ask. Would you ever want to hang out again? They did a double take. Huh? Would you want to hang out with... Yes! But, why would you want to? Why wouldn't I? I like you. Once again, their cheeks darkened despite being them. I like you too. Yeah, I'd love to hang out again. Great! Preferably when I'm, not stuck and helpless in an elevator. My heart skipped a beat as they laughed lightly. Preferably, of course. I'll see you next week. Yes, don't worry about a time or place. I can always find you, wherever you are in the building. Kind of unsettling, but okay. Stay safe, Alieann. I waved and headed towards the entrance, pulling my phone out to call for a driver on one of my apps. When I turned to look back, Alma was already gone. Good end to friends for life or more? ? All right, we got the second good end. Let's figure out how to get the last ending. I think the last ending is a bad end. Okay, so for this final one, we could be mean to Alma a lot. So I don't want to do it, but we're going to. Which means that we're going to say, ew, don't touch me, creep. We're going to say, what kind of sick joke is this? We're going to believe them because sticking our hand through them leads to one of the bad ends. But then we're going to go, nobody asked for your opinion. So, the reason I'm doing this is because I've gone through almost every single one of the bad ones and it's the same dialogue. And I've been waiting for something different. But those ones I knew that they were the same dialogue. It just leads to the same exact stuff, which is why I'm skipping over it. See, look, now they're talking about their names. Okay, so we go here, and we're going to go, it sounds stupid. Oh, no need to be rude about it. And then back to twiddling their fingers. This time, we're going to insist. Despite having no blood, we're going to push them to say it, and then we're going to say, kind of sounds like you deserved it. I don't want to say this. Alma's eyes shrunk into thin slits. Why are you so mean to me? Oh my god, I have chills. The lights dimmed, a fuzzy static rising from the air. A heavy weight settled into my chest as Alma stared me down. Their height only made me shrink further. I've done nothing but be nice to you. All I wanted to do was help, and yet... Everything went dark. Alma, our sweet Alma. I stepped back as rasping noises came from in front of me. Sounds of scuffling and bone snapping. My back hit the wall. Boom! It was cold, colder than anything I've ever felt. It hurt to breathe as I waited in the dark for something to happen. Hello? No, no, no! The emergency lights turned on. No! Alma looked no longer human. Was Alma human to begin with? Multiple eyes writhed across their form, thin slits with red pupils judging me. Mouths cackled and taunted, whispering, "You deserve this, you deserve this, you deserve this." Wait. My feet buckled as the elevator began to drop, free-falling as gravity pulled over. The buttons began to light up one by one as we fell by each floor, faster and faster as it gained speed. The scraping of metal was loud in my ears. I dropped to my knees, begging for it to stop. And stop it did. Splat. Bad end too. You deserved it. Oh no! That's why you should never be mean to ghosts. Because ghosts can control elevators. Moral of the story. Alright guys, well that was Lift Your Spirits. I enjoyed this one. These visual novels are fun. They're fun to voice act and they're really well done in terms of the art style and things like that. I know how much effort goes into all of these games. But if you liked it, be sure to leave a like on this video. Let me know down in the comments. And on that note, I'm going to say farewell, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, we're not alone out there, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.